Ever wondered how a CEO would handle an interview? I've had the pleasure of speaking with Fortune 500 executives and startup founders to uncover how they would handle job interviews. I've broken down their responses to come up with 5 key insights on how an executive would approach a job interview as an applicant. Know your worth, understand the burning need, keep answers organized, confidence is key, and high energy and high impact. In this video, I'm going to break down each point so that you can learn how to ace an interview like a CEO. After talking to a bunch of high-level executives and CEOs, the number one thing that keeps coming up in our discussion is knowing your worth. What this means is preparing for every interview with a clear understanding of your greatest strengths and experiences that you're especially proud of. Come up with a list of 3 to 5 things that you really want to be able to highlight in the interview and make sure it aligns with the position that you are interviewing for. This way, even if the conversation gets derailed, you can always try to go back and course correct. Push a conversation in a direction that allows you to speak about these strengths. For example, if you're interviewing for a sales position and you feel like your interpersonal skills are your strongest asset, make note of some experiences that highlight these strengths and work them into the interview. You don't have to go over every strength on that list, but coming prepared will help ground your answers and give you something to try and focus on. In fact, having a list of strengths serves as a great reminder for yourself as to why you deserve the job and that you getting the interview is not a fluke. You work hard to get to this point. It can be nerve-wracking to do interviews, even for CEOs, especially if you have been doing a bunch of them without much luck. That is why it is really important to create this list and refer to it before every interview. This will be your foundation for coming into an interview confident and with the right energy. 2 other secrets for interviewing like a CEO that I'll cover later on. By the way, if you feel like you've gotten value from this video, please consider liking and subscribing. We're always pushing out new content to help you and your career. And visit tryvoomer.com where you can practice on questions for thousands of different companies and you get instant AI-powered feedback on your answers so you can quickly improve and land that dream job. The second point that comes up in my conversation with the executives is the importance of knowing the burning need of the interviewer. In other words, really get to know the job requirements and common pitfalls in the role. Try to see it from the interviewer's perspective, that they are interviewing a bunch of people and it's on you to really stand out. You can do this by addressing what they are desperately looking for in a candidate. Refer back to the job listing. What is that they're constantly referring to? Odds are the first few skills and experiences listed are the most important ones. Figure out what is needed and align that with your list of strengths from before, and you've got everything you need to impress the interviewer. While it's hard to generalize a burning need for all interviews, typically what most interviewers are looking for is whether or not you're a good fit for the role. They want to make sure that not only will you excel at the job, but also if you'll stick around. The second part of understanding the interviewer's burning need is being honest with yourself. Are there any weaknesses that might be a problem? No one is perfect, and rather than avoid this topic, it's best to come prepared with a satisfactory answer. You might not satisfy every burning need, but your other strengths and experiences might be able to compensate for the things that you lack. The third point, while obvious, cannot be emphasized enough. Keep your answers and the conversation itself organized. Use the STAR method to structure your answers: situation, task, action, and result. If you need a refresher, check out our in-depth video guide here. This will help keep all of your answers succinct and to the point. Use numbers as much as you can and show tangible results. If the interviewer has a hard time following along your answers, odds are they won't remember them later on when they're trying to decide on who to hire. That's why it's also important to try and give some sort of summary towards the end of the interview and highlight the key points or key strengths that you bring to the table. Make their lives easier and you'll be pleasantly surprised at just how far that will take you. This is especially true if you feel like the interview is not very organized and the conversation is going all over the place. It's not enough just to answer the questions. You need to make sure that the interview is on track and that you have the space to speak to your strengths as a candidate and highlight the important experiences to help you stand out. Next is confidence, and this ties back to the first point about knowing your worth. Be confident that you are the best person for the job and that you're getting this interview for a reason. You already made it through the hard part of being selected for an interview. No one wants to hire someone who is unsure of themselves. The interviewer wants to be confident in their decision, and your confidence in yourself is a key factor. Confidence is something that you can gain over time with practice. The more prepared you are for the interview, the more confident you will feel. Come in with a solid understanding of your strengths and weaknesses, ready to answer any question that might come up, good or bad. Practice answering these questions with yourself. Don't try to just wing it. Maintain eye contact. Check your posture and body language. Really make sure that you're doing everything you can to communicate your confidence in yourself and your ability to perform. And last but not least, to interview like a CEO, keep a high energy to show the kind of high impact that they can expect should you get hired. Energy energy isn't just your level of enthusiasm, but also how you're presenting yourself, your body language, and your tone of voice. Keep your energy levels high, be excited about the opportunity to interview, and know that the interviewer will most likely reflect that energy that you're putting out. This can be hard to do if the interviewer seems low energy and unengaging, but that's when it's even more important to not be deterred. Face their frown with a smile. I know that sounds cliche, but a simple smile can really help turn the mood around. Their impression of you will determine whether you move on with the interview process or even get the job. No one wants to hire someone who is unenergetic. So even if you have to fake it, try to be excited about the role while keeping things light and professional. This will give the interviewer a good idea of what it might be like to have you as part of the company, that your high energy will have a positive impact on the team and culture. While CEOs and top-level executives might seem impressive, at the end of the day, they're still human. The tips and tricks I've covered in this video are from lessons that they've personally learned over the course of their career and advice that they've received when they first started out. It all comes down to how prepared you are for the interview, how well you know yourself, the role, the company you're interviewing for, and time spent researching and practicing will truly help make you stand apart as a good candidate. And a great place to prepare is at tryvoomer.com, where you can practice on questions for thousands of different companies and you get instant AI-powered feedback on your answers, so you can quickly improve to land that dream job. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know down below. I usually get back to them within one day. And as always, good luck with your interview. Check out the rest of our channel for more interview tips, including things such as improving your camera and audio setup,